The gamma is too much. See it? She was bleeding? In her nose? Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on, Gamma. She tripping now. All right, Truth to Call the Peace and War Time. Let me see. Do y'all see it live? Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. Truth to Call the Peace and War Times. I'm your host, Talk Kena on the Noonebu, represent the black of the Ethiopian race. And we're back with another reading. This one is going to be titled QAnon and Trump Noonebu reading. It's going to be 2 questions, but it could morph into something else depending on what the response is. Nebu will be doing a question on an accusation of Trump with a young adolescent back in 84, 85. We'll go to the video on that. And then I'm going to follow with a video about the QAnon and Trump about the trust in the plan and them saving Israel for last. Is that even true? Or are those who believe in the QAnon thing are being deceived? All right, so I'll let the Kens introduce themselves and then we'll move on to the proceedings. True peace.
All right, I'm going to introduce myself real quick because I know y'all about to do y'all thing. True peace to all Kens and friends. I'm a Noonebu. I'm a member of the Ethiopian race as well as a proud representative of Noon, given to us by a proud and noble messenger Afro Noonebu. Yes, I'm just sitting in today supporting the Kens and making sure that, you know, that the support is always there for Noon to rise up, and it will definitely be victorious amongst all sciences on the planet. So I'll be here just listening in. True peace.
True peace, Ken Noonebu. I'm a representative of Noon by way of Afro Unu. Are about to do a spiritual reading to questions that others may have had that never received or have never ever thought about. We are here to bring forth that spark in mind to just break up the foggy deceptions and so forth. So we bought we breaking the spell. So true peace to the Kens and friends.
All right, so we'll go to the first video so we can put that on there like we were saying before. I'm finna share my screen. Let me know if y'all can see that. Y'all can see it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You know, it'll be a lag. All right, so I'm gonna let it play. All right. Make sure the volume is up.
And one of those claims, a serious claim, involves Donald Trump. That particular claim about Trump, that he and Epstein were involved in the rape of a girl between 13 and 15, between 1983 and 1985, was deemed so serious by the FBI that in 2019, they interviewed the alleged victim. They interviewed her a day before Epstein died in prison. The woman, when, according to the transcript, is heavily redacted, but according to the portions of her interview with the FBI in 2019, when she was shown a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, she became agitated and said, please crop the image of Donald Trump out of this photograph. So in that release document, she does not directly accuse Donald Trump of the sexual assault about which the FBI had a tip but she is agitated at the mention of Trump's name. At the end of that 302, the record of that interview, the witness asked to be excused, and the FBI says it will follow up soon with another interview with her. We do not know if that interview was conducted. And one.
All right, so that's the first video that we got. So what we'll do is Noonebu will just go ahead and start with yours, and then I'll play the video on mine after that. How many cards you want to pull? I can't hear you.
We could do 6 like last time.
We can do that.
Pool.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you could do 6, and then
okay.
we'll flip to mine. If I think I need to do something to add on to yours, I will. But I'll let you do this one on your own, and I'll just be supporting.
Okay. So question is between the QAnons and Trump, were they?
Yeah, we are. The question that's the overall name, but the question is going to be on the video we just did for you. Is Trump guilty of that particular?
Oh yeah, that. Oh, okay. The question that I posed.
All right.
Okay, I got you. All right. Okay. All right. The question is, was Trump ever essaying underage teens? Have Trump ever essayed underage teen? Oh, a flip out. 2. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, another flip out. Oh. Oh, another flip out. Oh, this gonna be a good one. Oh, okay. One more. Okay. Need one more. Okay. All right, let me get situated. Get myself situated before I do my reading. Okay. The first card, the reverse, is Gentile and Gentile card. And it says, these brain newt god and goddess are the creators of all genitals in the African race and their god parents from Lake in Nalabale. This is a life birth new beginnings card. These powers promote a whole new creation, reproduction, mentally, spiritually, physically, morally, financially, etc. This card also is a sustaining card. It also incubates future possibilities of life to come. And the verse means infertility. Okay, infertility, huh? So my question was Trump involved in underage girls, infertility? So it's just pointing out that is kind of confirming, because at age 13, infertility hardly ever is well, I ain't gonna say hardly ever, but it's not always a thing with a 13-year-old being able to have a baby. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. But being that it's in reverse is just expressing the infertility. I'm gonna go in a little deeper, even though it's
what God, what brand God was that? You said Gentoo?
yeah, Gen 2 and Gen, and it's in the reverse.
How you spell that?
What? Gen 2?
Yeah.
Oh, ENTOO, and the Gentile card.
GEN?
Yeah, TOO and Gentile
I
card.
don't know why they pop it up in the tarot deck. Well, the first thing I got out of that is genital. So we talking about sex.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means it's a confirmation that we talking about SA. And so I think that's the first thing is dealing with that. Let me see. I don't know why it ain't popping up in my search bar. It's crazy. Okay, the next card is universal. That's the universal though. But I think you're doing good though. Let me see.
Okay.
Universal got the universe. That's the universal gentle. I'm not looking for the universal. You got the brain of God. But that's what I get out of that. It's confirming talking about sex.
Yeah, so basically the part that I kind of touched on is right here. It said in the reverse, it means no growth, spiritual and physical impotence in many aspects of a being's life.
And it's in reverse.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so she ain't even fully developed yet. The second card that popped up in the upright is the bad spirit card.
Okay.
Cacodemons, hates persons and things, handicaps people and things, creates problem for people and places, follows orders to do evil, not a spirit god or goddess, electric gas, able to shock and attack your nervous system for bad purposes, refuses to protect a person unless it benefits it, misguide persons, appear in many forms to deceive and torment the person. And that's what they was doing. They was tormenting them children. Just like it was brought up that he was trying to force a 13-year-old to give him fellatio.
Mm-hmm.
So
even in the video, the female, she was agitated just by his name. So yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah,
we know that are those type of what the nature book used the word sadistic, sadistic spirit. So now we know. So basically, those two cards together. If you read the second card back to the first card is basically saying spiritual sadistic sex. So we get a clear picture. Go ahead.
Okay. The third card that popped up in reverse is the spine of the universe card. The spine of the universe card, meaning is stability, support, flexibility, allows control of movement, protect the body, mentally, spiritually, keeps things in alignment. In reverse, things are present or it has taken place, causing stopped motion. Mm. Yeah, everything did come to a stop as far as what they were doing. Um,
The victims, you know,
yeah, victims,
they,
yeah, but they
they
still
was able to stop,
they paralyzed for life.
and they stopped them from being able to tell
Yeah,
on their on the victimizer, and a lot of them is dead too.
yeah. Like what's her name, Virginia Godfrey? They made sure to get rid of
Yeah, last year,
her.
yeah, they got rid of her. That was sad. She knew she was gonna
Yes, it
die though.
was. Yeah, because
She
yeah,
said,
she knew because she spoke out against it. Yeah. Okay, my fourth card that came out is in the reverse is the Noonebu Noonebu Ha card.
hold it up. Wait a minute. You
God
froze.
and God.
Wait. Hold it
Oh,
back up again because you froze.
the Noonebu Nabaha card.
Pull it back a little bit, just a little bit. Pull it back a little. Okay. All right, you good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Man, it's a lot of reverses coming out.
Yeah. Um, God and goddess of brains and nerves everywhere when the top half haven't existed. African race received their intelligence and perception from these gods, the ability to reason and see and solve mental problems that can blind the visual eyes. Nubuhu, Nubuhu speaks words of power, and Nubaha gives the visions to be spoken in unison. This card helps the serious individual escape traps that are set by negative forces, spirits, pantheons, and religions. And this card don't have a reverse on here. Well, let me check.
Remember,
And
remember, if it don't have a reverse, you can reverse it because that's the opposite of Zubahu and Zubar. Because
yeah,
because we talking mostly about mankind because they set
mhm,
these systems up. Um, that means instead of solving problems, it's giving them the wrong problems, and this is
yeah.
why it's coming out the way it's coming out because they're getting a lesser. Remember, it's 333, and that's the worst out of all the reasonability. But go ahead. What else you see?
Okay. Also, where it speaks of this card helps a serious individual escape traps. So a lot of them were able to escape the trap, but they still being silenced because of Pam Bondi refused to even acknowledge the victims. She had her back to him the whole time. So they escaped somewhat of the trap of what was being done to them. That was set by the negative forces, spirits, pantheons, and somewhat of the religion, but they still is stuck in the savior forgiveness type thing as far as those that's protecting those the victims, those that causes the victims to be in the state of mind that they are in now. Okay. Okay. The fifth card, which is in the upright, is the universe intestines card. In the upright, water powers, absorption powers, able to decompose big issues mentally, physically, and spirituality, issues into manageable situations, provides powers of time, change matter, and continuity, and uninterrupted movement and change. In reverse is obstruction of movement, no pain, swelling, and irritation in your life if you don't fix it. Okay. uninterrupted movement and change. Yeah, I mean, uninterrupted movement because nothing is really being done. It's like we don't know. Okay, even though it was reported Andrew was arrested, thing is this: who's to say? I mean, that's another reading, but who's to say? Was that actually the real deal? Just to quiet people down about what's really going on.
Yeah, I think so.
You have anything on that, huh?
I think you got it on the head. Like I said, it's uninterrupted movement because
Yeah.
nobody is being persecuted. Like you said, they got Andrew on his 66th birthday. That's 2 threes.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing. That was because they saying suspicion, but not that he. And then if you really look at it, they say really they saying some news outlets from over there was saying suspicion of this and that and Epstein, but they really was focusing on that him trading secrets with Epstein, government secrets, not really because they can't do nothing about that. If you really look at it, the thing was just saying certain stuff. But what they know he was doing in his job description at the time, they focusing on could he been giving government secrets? But like I said, after a couple of hours, they let him out. So it's still uninterrupted. So that's what the intestines card is saying. It's still flushing out.
Flushing out. Yeah.
That's it. Nobody's in trouble yet. Real trouble.
Right. Okay. Well, my last card is the Marcus Mosiah Garvey card in the upright. Leo Power, liberator, teacher, entrepreneur, philosopher, writer, anti-discrimination, equality, fairness, national, Jamaican, versus internal conflicts, opposition from your own race and other races, attack government agencies, spiritual attacks as well, mentally, physically, morally, and economically. All right, so okay, let me go a little further.
So you got a generator, you got a general, a liberator,
a teacher, entrepreneur.
People. Thank you. The word entrepreneur was in there?
Yes.
Okay.
So there you go, right there. They were in the business of buying and trafficking underage teenagers.
Right. That's there what Q was saying. The word entrepreneur stuck out to her.
Yeah, that stuck out after I thought about it. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So and it's showing you that and the fact that Garvey wore a lot of medals, prestigious. He was he was seen as clean cut and about business. It's the same thing, and they business is uninterrupted. It's still business as usual.
Yep.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah. But that ends my 6-card reading.
All right, that was good. Anu, you want to throw something in here before we switch to the second half? He might be busy. I think he'll click back in when he can. He probably he out working.
Oh, okay.
So what we'll do is we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
To the one what I got going on. All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start from the beginning.
New believers, all the trust the plan, Trump magatards, they say that all of this is part of the plan. All of the awakening of Jewish influence, the attack on whites, white genocide, Trump's presidency, that he had a plan for all of this, that he is intentionally allowing the Jews to destroy free speech, pull our military back into another conflict, send money exclusively, foreign aid exclusively to Israel and no other nations in the world. He is deporting legal residents of America because they are anti-Semitic. He is removing $400 million worth of aid to Columbia University because they hosted alleged Hamas-aligned protests, which simply means kids don't like watching innocent women and children die in Palestine, so they organize a campus event. The leader of that event gets deported from the country, and the school where the event was held gets fined $400 million.
Dang.
And Pam Bondi, our attorney general, the highest legislative official in the country, makes it her top priority to go after anti-Semites. And Donald Trump issues an executive order saying we are going after anti-Semites. And they recruit RFK, the head of the Health and Human Services, to say that anti-Semitism is a plague that must be confronted just like any epidemic. So they're using every instrument of the government to go after people who are critical of the foreign nation of Israel, the Jewish religion, or Jewish influence in any way, shape, or form in our nation. If you're critical of anything using the J word, then you're an anti-Semite. You are subject to social, reputational, professional assassination or deportation. And if you're an organization, they'll destroy it. Whether you're an individual, organization, whatever, they're going after you. And so this is actually very reminiscent of Weimar Germany, where there are people who argue, and I think that they may be right, that Weimar Germany, the political leaders at the time allowed anti-Semitism to propagate. All of the debauchery, the prostitution of children, the transgender studies, the multiculturalism that was being forced on them, trying to strip them of their German identity, the backstabbing efforts of the previous war, that public sentiment that these Jews are doing a lot of bad stuff to our country. And first they tried to censor it, and once the censorship became unsustainable, it started to leak out into the public. There are some who believe that not only did they see that it was leaking out and stop trying to smash it down, because that would have resulted in complete authoritarianism, they actually increased the volume on it, and they did this in order to facilitate the creation of Palestine. The Jews actually wanted this as an outcome. They wanted the public sentiment to be so negative towards Jews in Germany that collectively the German people and the German government would say, just get them out of here. Give them money, give them a first-class trip to wherever the fuck they want to go. Just get them out of our country. And this is the Havara Agreement.
All right, so this is the Havara Agreement. This is what the Germans did for the Jews. All right, so I think it's the purpose. The agreement aimed to facilitate the immigration of German Jews to Palestine. See, when they talk about Jews, there's a lot of times you don't hear them call them German Jews. They make you think that Jews is different from Germans. See? To Palestine, a territory under British mandate, while also addressing Germany's economic challenges and the Nazi regime goals of removing Jews from the country. Mechanisms of Jewish immigrants could transfer their assets to Palestine by purchasing what? German goods, which were then exported to Palestine. Benefits for Germany. The agreement helped boost German export and address unemployment will also further the Nazi goal of removing Jews from Germany, right? Look at all of the benefits. The benefits for Zionists. The agreement allowed for the transfer of what? Jewish capital to Palestine, contributing to the development of the Jewish community there. Now, this is why Hitler was there. All this is them being helped economically. Controversy, the Haravan Agreement was a controversial topic, with some viewing it as a form of collaboration with the Nazi regime, while others saw it as a necessary means of saving, Jewish lives. The outcome, around 50,000 Jews immigrated to Palestine under the agreement, but the agreement also faced criticism and ethical debates. Historical context, the agreement was signed in the context of rising anti-Semitism and the persecution of Jews in Nazi Germany, with the Nazis seeking to concentrate Jews into specific territories, including Palestine. All right, so let's keep going.
A coin that has a Nazi swastika on one side and a Star of David on the other, that's kind of a weird collaboration. I thought the Nazis wanted to kill every Jew on the planet, but they actually used their own financial resources and their own military to help them establish a homeland. And so it is argued that the German people, and I'm referring to the population, were allowed to stew in this rising anti-Semitism so that they would be happy to just remove them. They don't want them dead, they just want them removed. They'll even give their tax dollars to go help them be elsewhere. And there's an argument that says that's kind of what Trump is doing right now. He's saving Israel for last. He is allowing them to overshare and overplay their hand with all of this censorship, with the exclusive foreign aid while we turn it off to everybody else, with using every office of the government to go after anti-Semites, going after the colleges. He is intentionally doing all of this to bring attention to the fact that there is an obvious carve-out or a fifth column in the government that puts Israel before America. And that it's not just our government, it's also in higher education.
All right, so basically that's what we want to know. Is Trump really working against Israel, like the QAnon people were saying? That's what we're gonna dive into. All right, we're gonna dive into these things. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, because that was the main. Yeah, I was like, yeah, because that was one of the main things they were saying. Trump is saving Israel for last.
It's supposed to be some grand scheme.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
that's what we want to know.
Okay.
All right. So we want to know, is Trump really working a secret plan against Israel? Is he really working on a secret plan against Israel?
Oh, this setup is tight, Ken.
Got one card out. One card out. Let's see what's going on. We got two. I'm gonna do probably the same thing. I'm gonna just use the whole deck this time. Okay, there's three. Oh, damn. 4, 5,
Go.
6. Let me see. 2 more. So I'll keep those just in case. Let me see what the other ones say. I'll just keep those toward the bottom. I'm just putting this together. All right. So we're gonna keep these two at the right here at the bottom that came out. I'm gonna leave those two right there. We ain't gonna touch on those just yet. And we got the nature, reason, need card in the reverse at the bottom. So it's 3 at the bottom. We're gonna focus on these first. All right. Let me break them down some. All right, so the first card we got is the Caesarean Ptolemy, the 15 card. This is the true Jesus card. All right, which is a pharaoh. And it says the real Jesus, Savior, part Phoenician, Arab, and Roman pharaoh in training, heavy weight on your shoulders, radical revolutionary, high spiritual, possessed by Tahuti and Melchizedek, in the great to do great miracles. In reverse is the block rulership, loss of family, kingdom taken, denied by father side of the family, hated, chased, betrayed by caretakers, lied on, death used to promote false claims by enemies. So this right here is Trump, because Trump is saving. Trump is saving the guilty party. That's what's going on with that. Trump is saving them, and he has a heavy weight on his shoulders because of what he's doing. All right, so this is a confirmation card. The first card is talking about Trump, which is a ruler. We know that Trump, anybody that become a pharaoh, become a president in America, we on moon bases, possessed by Tahuti. So this is definitely talking about Trump in that aspect. All right, now the second card we got is the Earth God Leviathan card.
There you go.
All right, so we know that Leviathan is a sex force and the Earth God represents the ground, and we know that it's sex all over the planet, and these people have been trafficking sex all over the planet. Just off the visual alone, it's exposing that. All right. All right, so let me read this. It's an outright. Wife of Nut, aggressive spirits and evil spiritual spells. All right. The zodiac animal powers, adversary, liar, Dagon, destroyer, falsehood, spiritual hypnosis, negative religious powers, confusion, ignorance, apathy, disunity, giant sex force, blood, drugs, break positive sun laws and enforce bad religious moon laws, lust, fish god, ithicus. In the reverse, it means you are safe from these powers. So we know that this is following what they've got going on, is lies, is sex. Right now, it's not saying nothing against, is there a plan that the QAnon people is right now just telling you what the conversation is about. Because we know that right now that's what's going on. This whole trafficking and murder and all this stuff these people got going on. So right now, Trump is actually protecting these evil spells and force, because they're old deities from ancient times who require this stuff. All right, so that's what this is telling you, that that's who he's saving and protecting their identity. The human beings, yeah, it is bad, but what they're doing is they don't want to tell you the names of who they sacrificing these people to. That's the first thing. So now we got Jutah, which is Jupiter, in the upright. And it says king of the bottom half, 6 ether and 9 ether generator, judge, judgment, rules, Armageddon, justice, balance, Ma'at, Libra, fairness, moral structure, foundation, law, and order. Expect its equality based on each race's nature, punishment, liberty, happiness, knowledge, honor, plenty, expansion, luck, travel. In reverse, no, innocence, world respect, mental resurrection, higher learning, growth, expansion, abundance, future, and clarity. So when it's an upright, that's everything is in the power. That means his judgment is in play. If this is in reverse, it would be the opposite. So the fact that Utah popped up, meaning that it's justice, it is justice time. We know that. The nature books explicitly explains this. So we know that there's justice coming for not only the human beings, but the deities that are also engaging in this. That's what Utah called represent. All right. And we know that 6 ether have to carry out the whipping forces. So now we got Xantu and Xantar in the reverse. And so these powers on here is like on the pictures is like insects. All right, so it says this card in reverse is the stoppage of its positive powers. So when you read it on the upright, it says these brain new gods and goddesses are responsible for all reproductive organs in animals, mammals, insects, reptiles, and mankind from Java Island and the volcanoes underneath. These are colony-driven powers as well as reproductive aggressive powers and productive conception, life, birth, money, spiritual, economic, etc., similar to its countercard. This card in reverse is the stoppage of its positive powers. So we know that it's in reverse, right? The fact that it's in reverse, is talking about the elite that's underground. All right, these are the powers in the underground. To them, their positive powers is the New World Order and Agenda 21 and all of that. So it's following justice. So it's saying justice is going to stop them because it's in reverse. So that whatever, remember they think getting rid of us and depopulation is a positive thing.
Yeah.
They celebrate all that stuff. All this stuff they doing, justice is going to get rid of that. All right. The next one we got is 6 East in the upright. And it's a cataclysm card. So this is telling you that a cataclysm is going to get rid of them. Because 6 East is 18 million years from now. But the fact that it's a cataclysm card that's following the evil people that's on the planet doing all of this, but we got justice in the card because Trump and the rest of them is saving the people by way of saving the name of the gods that they're worshiping and sacrificing to. And it's the same gods in the religions. That's what they don't want you to really know on top of the names of these forces. All right, so 6 East, all you got to do is just the you have to read it in a different context. But it's a universal alive, spirit beings become visible, pygmy gods and goddesses return from late Nam Lawi or late Victoria, say 7, 8, 9 ether, life, fires of life, liquids of life, lands of life, kingdoms of the sun, Ripu, horizon of existence, birthplace of Noonebu, atmosphere is alive, not hot temperatures, all suns, planets, and moons are alive scientifically, the rise of Ra, soul, the sun, a future card. So we know that Noonebu already was mentally born at 3 South. So we know that there's a cataclysm coming. So this is supporting Utah, which is justice, is going to be done to the people that's hiding underground and got all those bunkers and all of those stuff thinking they're going to escape judgment. And right after that is February 5th in the upright. This is my new beginning card. This is like the aces in the regular tarot. This is the February 5th, 1962 card. And it says new beginnings, Noonebu New Year, 7 planetary alignment powers, which are conscious, intuition, communication, love, war, justice, karma, and grounding. Aquarius, Uranus, upheaval energy, community, original, logical, detached, destruction. A year, Noonebu's mental birth, NMY for short. So that's saying there's a new beginning is going to come mostly after the cataclysm because of all of this. Now, once again, so even though if we look at it, we already know that the plan is to keep saving the people that's doing the dirt and not letting you know the forces that are they are giving their power to. All right, I'm gonna do the other three. All right, so here we got the Indian Noon Kingdom in the reverse. All right, so this is what my home card. Whenever this card comes up, it's a home card. So we know we're talking about the moon base because Trump is president over here. So it tells you in reverse. It says in the reverse means you may not be allowed to visit, or you may have broken laws that will not allow you to return. So we know that they're breaking laws. They breaking laws around the whole world. But this is a home card, so that means they're breaking laws on the moon base.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't return back to the face of innocence when people didn't know what was going on outside of the victims. So this definitely saying that they're breaking laws. Now we got the mercy and forgiveness card in reverse. That's another powerful one, right? Mm-hmm. It says, basically, I didn't put a reverse. I just took this straight out the nature books. It said, listen to reason, mercy and forgiveness, a scapegoat, dogma of religion, obstructs justice. Justice is hard and also heavy, and it is tampered with mercy and forgiveness and scapegoatism. It is not justice any longer, but compromise and transgression instead. When justice becomes compromised, the compromise encourages further iniquity and transgressions, and we end up with the world like we have today at the time when this was writing. So it's in reverse. That means they no longer going to get mercy and forgiveness, which means that what we seeing falling is true. That means what we seeing is not a game. And the last card is the nature reason E card in reverse. All right. So basically it says in reverse means ignorance and wrongness are leading and ruling. Mm-hmm. All right. And the fact that I am a nature reason E is a confirmation as well. And that's crazy. Look at the next card that came behind that. 6 ether in the upright. 6 ether following behind that. So that concludes my reading from based off what we got. Trump is not the plan that he's trusting and following is the plan of Leviathan. Mm-hmm. So the QAnon folks need to let it rock. It's no longer feasible. There was a lie. They used that during Trump's first run as a psyop, and to make Trump look good toward the next group of people that was coming in, which is Biden. Trump played the good guy, Biden played the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And then they brought Trump in to play the bad guy, and they didn't do nothing that they said they was going to do from 2016 forward because the game had changed. All right, so that's my spiel. What you got to say on everything? You got the floor.
Man, where I was at, the reception was terrible, man. So I didn't really get to hear much until the end that you was on when you was breaking down the last couple of cards and stuff like that. But what I would say, even though I didn't get a chance to hear everything that was going on, and I'm gonna go back and look at it again. But what I would say about the QAnon and Trump and stuff like that, that's a part of the deception game. Mm-hmm. You know, they have to play that game in this in this cycle. A lot of what's going on that we see right now in the media and things like that is a whole lot of deception. What we may think is reality is not really reality. You know, I remember when the QAnon stuff came out, that was in my particular mind, I'm like, yeah, they're just playing both sides of the fence. So every time you see, you know, good cop, bad cop, good, bad, whatever the case may be, that's a psyops. Why? Because you're not a part of it. If you're not a part of the resurrection that's going on, then it's automatically deception. So when you see, like I give you an example, they would say, oh, you know, Trump is here to help us get our money and get our bread and, you know, get up out of here and do what we've got to do. And, you know, look at what he's doing. He's doing so great for the economy and this, that, and the third. So they giving you almost like a savior complex, like he's going to help you out the conditions that you got going on. But that's not the case. Trump is only helping his people. If you look at what's going on in the media, all the billionaires are getting richer. Elon Musk, before Trump got into office, Elon was worth like 200 billion. Now he damn near 800. I think he at 850 right now, about to be approaching 900 billion. Look at that. And Trump only been in office 1 year.
Yeah.
So that man done racked up damn near close to 700 billion since Trump got in there. Some of his friends, I remember when the stock market went up, when he got in there, he invited all his friends to let them know they done got their money off the top. Soon as he got in there, they got their bread right off the top. You understand what I'm saying? 2-3 months into his presidency. So if you're not part of that liberation movement, then we failing. Everything you've seen is a deception. None of them can save us. No billionaire can save us. No Caucasian can save us. Because number one, the savior time is over. What does that mean? That means that you have to do extra work in order to get out the conditions that you're in right now. That means that you have to raise your mind up in order to get out the conditions that you're in right now. Because saving just means a temporary deferment. Liberation is permanent status change. That's what liberation is. Saving is temporary deferment, and liberation is permanent status change. No one can take your liberation status from you once you're liberated, because now you know the knowledge, now you know everything. When you're saved, you don't really know much. All right? So that's just my spill on it. I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. Actually, right after you get off this broadcast, I'm going to watch it again so I could get the gist of everything that took place. But true peace.
All right, I appreciate that, Ken. Yeah, like you said, oh man, the sibling in the building. True peace, sibling is in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know when you're ready, sibling. We're gonna be in there. Glad you back in. So yeah, so like Anoop said in the beginning, when you sent me that YouTube clip, and it showed what Trump was bragging about, Klaus Schwab and all of them were making bread. They went in the White House 2 months, and they was talking about how much money he had made for them. But I was like, that's crazy, because Klaus Schwab is part of the World Economic Forum, and he down with transhumanism, and all of them was allegedly against Trump the last go around. And it was same people was standing in the White House talking about how many billions they made. And like you said, they eating off the tariffs. The tariffs, they eating well off of that. But look at these people here. Elon is in the Trump is in the Epstein files. Miriam Adelson is in there. She's in the last batch that Pam Bondi sent up to Congress, but they didn't put no context to these people. But this lady right here bragged, and so did Trump, about how she gave him $250 million in order for her to get everything she asked for. She gave $150 million more than what Elon spent on real. And they all, not only are they getting rich off of us and giving everything to Israel, they also trying to set us up as a whole in the country to be destroyed. Because to them, non-Jews are not considered human. And the guy that Tucker just got through talking to overseas in Israel, debating them about what they're doing over there, they said it's roughly 16 million Jews worldwide. And he said 8 million live in America. So they feel that they are not part of the Caucasian race. If you've been watching any of our videos that we did from the Bible interpretation on our lives, broke down the Kabbalah and certain books that they don't put out for most people, that they have a plan to get rid of all non-Jews except who they want to leave to be their servants. All right. So that right there deals with our reading and based on.
And right before you, I was going to say right before you dip out, and that's the wealth transfer.
Right.
Yes, the tariffs are a good thing when the president is able to implement rules against the corporations. Meaning, if I implement a tariff, the rule against the corporation should be you can't raise the price at all. That means that the corporation absorbs the cost of the tariff, whether that be the corporation on this end or the corporation that's selling to the corporations here in the United States. But what's happening is that the tariffs, they're imposing it against the customer, and the customer has to pay the tariff. Once the customer pays the tariff, then it's all good. You think they care? They don't care. Oh, and I just seen Trump was threatening to pay back. That was it, like 175 billion or something like that. They done made so much bread that the Supreme Court deemed it unconstitutional. But just the emergency part they said was unconstitutional. But the president could inflict tariffs, but the emergency part he just got rid of. Now he's going to use his presidential powers to still keep the tariffs going, because he does have the right to do it. So my point is, that's how they extracted so much money from American people, is through the tariffs. Tariffs are a good thing if the president unleashes his power against the corporations, but he's never going to do that. He unleashed it, and it hurt the people instead, because now they rose the price against us, and now him and his friends are $175 billion richer. Ask them where's that money going? Where's that money going? You know, and according to him, they made trillions and trillions. So there we go. Ask them where that money's going. But anyway.
Yeah, it says right here on said Trump's tariffs have been criticized for concentrating wealth as they tend to raise prices for consumers while benefiting wealthy individuals and corporations who can adapt to the economic changes. This has led to concerns that the tariffs are more about shifting financial burdens rather than revitalizing American manufacturing. And that's what America has been done. America has been turned into a consumer and a seller. That's it. They're going to ship the jobs and stuff overseas, or they allow people to control what's being produced here, but that's it. And that's what they're trying to break America down. That's the last part of the New World Order, is to make America on the same level as a third world country, meaning the people, not the land, not the lakes, all that stuff is valuable. The people. and the corporation itself and all of them working together to extract. And right now, America's on life support, and it's no longer the boogeyman. Is not no longer Russia and China. It's all of them, but the main vampire is Israel. All right,
and they are deliberately trying to cause a food shortage.
Yeah, they all this stuff. Yeah, they trying to set us up.
Yeah.
All right,
The food shortage is already here. I was just gonna say the food shortage is already here. They just making the food fake now. So when you able to make fake food, when you able to make fake food, you ain't never gonna run out of food. That been happening since Trump first term. They had food shortages. Remember, they was burning down plants. They was what you call it, destroying eggs. They was doing a whole bunch of stuff. But food shortage been here. It's just that the food is fake now.
Yeah,
they want,
and that's how people get sick.
Yeah, they're gonna keep making money until they can snatch everything from your bank account. Because I was reading a guy was saying that what they're trying to do is they saying like under Obama they had a bank bailout. He said now they're gonna do it's gonna be a bail-in. So he said this time when the financial crisis hit, instead of them going outside to get money meaning the government borrowing from Russia and them to pay, they bring the banks out of debt. They're gonna say, well, you already got the money, which is the people's money that's already in there, and they're gonna take everybody's money and that's gonna be it's already it's going like he calling it a bail-in, but it's mostly they just gonna rip you by saying it's a crisis, and they did this in 1933 when Franklin D. Roosevelt made a holiday for banks closing, and then after that gave all of the non-black banks power and to be able to choose who they can allow to open. And a lot of black banks was not allowed to open unless they merged with the other banks, and that's how they took a lot of banks and kept us in a state of perpetual debt. Because if you can't stack up money and resources for your next generation or so, that's basically that was setting the stage from check to check way back then. But they got it down to generation to generation. It just took a little while, and they took us out with MLK and that dumb stuff following him, and the civil rights was the nail in the coffin. So now we all up here check to check. All right, so that's the reason we're gonna be back probably later on today. All right, treat me to call the peace in wartime.